are now entering Armbar Audio.
And welcome to another episode of Armbar. John Jones, what's up, everybody? Yeah, AEW Dynamite. Hold on.
Do the intro again, just real quick.
Hello, and welcome to Armbar Audio. I am your host, Tim Farley, and next to me is my trusted companion,
John Jones. What's up, folks?
We are here to talk about AEW Dynamite and NXT from this week. And of course, we will go into AEW first.
Yes, we shall.
The show began with a Jon Moxley promo, which turned into an Inner Circle promo as well.
Right.
The gist of this segment was Chris Jericho saying that if Jon Moxley walked out on his own volition tonight after the main event, then Jericho would suspend himself for 60 days.
Yeah, I loved Jon Moxley in this promo as well. Kind of reiterating what he said after Revolution. This title's for the fans. This company's for the fans. This title never belonged to Chris Jericho. It doesn't belong to me either. And he said, look, I know I got a target on my back. I know that I got an army of 5 people coming after me. But if the Inner Circle wants to come after me, and he looked right in the camera, as you can see on our screen, and just said 3 words that sent the crowd into a thunderous applause, I dare you.
Yes.
Because Moxley's the man.
Moxley's the man. The first match was Colt Cabana and SCU versus the Dark Order. Colt hit a big head scissors takedown, but the Dark Order isolated him. Cabana got some help from Daniels and tags out. There's a senton, a leg drop, and a splash consecutively from SCU. Daniels in and Dark Order isolate him really bad with kicks, punches, and chokes in the corner. Reynolds and Silver hit discus elbows, a stunner, and a German for 2. Stu tries his hand, but gets a flatliner from Daniels. Kazarian takes down Reynolds and Silver and hits a springboard leg drop until an all-out brawl ensues. Some great offense by SCU, and Cabana wins with a Chicago skyline as Scorpio Sky takes the rest of the Dark Order out with a tope con hilo. Evil Uno throws a tantrum. Wah wah.
No Exalted One this week.
No Exalted One.
But they keep talking about him. They just keep talking about him and keep tweeting about him and keep saying him. Here he comes, he's coming. And I'm starting to wonder where the fuck he is.
I'm starting to wonder if there is even Exalted One to begin with.
Yeah.
Because I started wondering this after Christopher Daniels posed as him.
Right.
If they didn't know the size and stature of this person, then, and they were outsmarted by Daniels, then that leads me to believe that there is no Exalted One. But we shall see.
We shall see.
The next match was very quick. It was Big Swole against Leva Bates, the Librarian. Britt Baker was on commentary and bring Tony Schiavone a Starbucks. Haha. Soul kicked Peter Avalon off the apron. Leva hit Swole with a book and hit a backstabber, but Soul hits a huge slam and hits Dirty Dancing for the win. This was an incredibly short match.
It was a short match, and even being a squash match as it was still a pretty good showing for Leva Bates. She got a lot more. She got the little bit of offense that she got was really good.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yep, and it's to build up Big Swole as one of the contenders for Nyla Rose's Women's Championship.
And she should be.
Yes. Up next, we got Cody coming out. Cody asks for MJF to come out and look him in the eye and say he beat him fair and square. But we do not get MJF, John. Who comes down to the ring?
We got a living legend of a man, the one and only Jake the Snake Roberts, who comes down to the ring. And so we think it's going to be, hey, don't beat yourself up. You got beat by a cheap shot. It happens. But no.
Jake said he's tired of
full heel.
Tired of hearing Cody bitch and whine, and that Jake never did that in his entire career, and he's not here to praise Caesar. He's not here to praise Cody, but to slay him. He says the dark side is coming, and once it takes root, it will rise like a phoenix from the ashes. And it's been 20 years for him to get sober. Jake says he will be on the outside when his client takes on Cody, and he can bring that one-trick pony Anderson with him. He kept referring to Cody as Caesar and bowing, and he's ended the promo saying, "A wise man once told me to never turn your back on a man you respect or that you're afraid of." And he said this while his back was turned to Cody. What a fantastic promo.
Absolutely.
From Jake the Snake Roberts.
Absolutely. So, the client. I'm thinking it's got to either be Archer or Brody Lee.
I'm hoping Brody Lee, because they would look better on screen together than Archer and Jake. I also think that with Brody's background in the Wyatt family, this whole dark side thing, it would make sense.
Right.
So a lot of people were speculating if the dark side was a
faction.
But
I don't think so.
It doesn't seem like that.
No. He only referred to
one
client as a singular noun. So let's move on to Pac and Chucky T.
Well,
of course, Trent and freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy accompanied their best friend to the ring.
Yes. Pac got distracted by Cassidy, and Taylor hit a baseball slide. Taylor hit a powerbomb for 2 and a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Pac hits a huge running uppercut and throws Taylor into the barricade. Pac talks shit to Trent and then hits a snap suplex on the outside to Taylor. Pac fakes out Taylor with a springboard but cuts it short, and Taylor's dropkick misses. Taylor hits a Falcon Arrow for 2. Both got in really good offense. This was not as one-sided as I thought it would be. Taylor missed a moonsault and submitted to the Brutalizer. Afterwards, Orange Cassidy and Trent stare down Pac, but Phoenix and Pentagon come down and they beat down the best friends in Cassidy.
Yeah.
Pac announced that the 3 of them are calling themselves the Death Triangle and no one is safe.
A.K.A. Triangulo de la Muerte.
The Lucha Brothers hit a double stomp package piledriver combo
as a side note,
on Cassidy.
Triangulo de la Muerte is what should be on the t-shirts.
I agree.
If they want to be taken seriously. Because Death Triangle, wow.
I also think that it would be cool if Pac adopted a luchador mask.
I don't know about that. Might get a little too Dark Order-ish for me, but it would be cool. Maybe.
What if it was like a Hoovy or like a Jushin Thunder Liger mask where his hair was still out?
Yeah. See that I would like.
Yeah,
that I would like. It should be some form of skull as well, I would think, to tie in with Pentagon's look.
But why? Why are they forming a bond? I don't know. What's going on here?
Well, I know that the Lucha Bros helped. The Lucha Bros helped Pac beat the numbers game at Revolution.
But why? I don't understand why. And I want AEW to explain this to me.
I don't know that I care that much. I just like that it's a thing.
I do too, but I want to know why. I need an explanation.
Can I talk about why I hope it's a thing?
What do you mean hope? It is a thing.
No, I mean why, or the reason, what I hope the reason is.
Sure.
Trios title. Make it goddamn happen already. The fans have been saying they want it since AEW started. You've got the Best Friends in Orange Cassidy. You've got the new Triangulo de la Muerte. You got the Inner Circle, or at least the group of Proud and Powerful and Sammy Guevara. You've got the Elite, the Bucks and Omega, or even the Bucks and Cody. You could even have the newly minted tag team, QT Marshall and Dustin, teaming up with Cody.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Like, make it happen, dude. Trios title. All Elite Wrestling Trios Championship.
Yeah. I agree. I like that idea, John. I like that idea. So what happened next on AEW?
Well, hell, I don't know. I better change this picture so we can find out.
Shawn Spears is looking for a tag partner. And apparently he's taking it
Let's go.
to...
Let's go.
He's taking it to the internet or whatever. Who do you think is going to fill that role, John?
I hope it's Simon Miller. He's the one that got the most votes on that poll that Shawn Spears made.
Simon Miller.
From What Culture? And
Hilarious.
but he does wrestle. He started wrestling a couple years ago. And he's pretty good from what I've seen online. And Cody put up a poll, or not Cody, I keep saying Cody. Shawn Spears put up a poll, like, who of these three should be my new tag partner? And Simon Miller was one of the choices. And he got like 90% of the vote.
Who were the other two?
The other two, I'm going to have to find it.
Don't worry about it then.
The other two, I think he was throwing around the name Ethan Page. Oh, Ego. That would be very interesting to me.
It would also make some sense character-based wise.
Right.
Anyway.
You can continue on to Hager and QT Marshall.
Hager pretty much dominated this match. QT Marshall tried a springboard crossbody, but Hager smacked him out of the air. QT Marshall did get some offense in, but he did hit a big twisting senton, but only for two. Hager hit both ropes and hit a huge lariat and locked in the standing triangle for the win. Dustin tries to break it up, but the Inner Circle beat him down. Cody comes down and hits a power slam and some more offense, but Ortiz hits Cody in the back with a chair.
Yeah.
Matt Jackson comes down.
Matt Jackson? Of the Young Bucks?
Of the Young Bucks. Super kicks Ortiz and Santana. Hager takes down Matt with a huge slam, and the onslaught continues. Page comes down, drinking, puts his beer down, and starts fighting the Inner Circle. A buckshot lariat to Hager, and Inner Circle are fended off. Afterwards, Page flips off Matt
Boom.
And leaves.
There it is. I got the picture. So, yeah, no hard feelings, right, guys? I guess not.
I'm at a loss for words at understanding where this is going to go and what this even means.
Just straight up, just fuck you.
Right.
Left.
Like, why? If you don't want to be in the elite that bad, why don't you just give your title to someone else and walk away completely? This is very confusing. I mean, it's great. It's great storytelling, but it's starting to get to the point where something has to boil over.
I think on BTE on Monday, we're probably going to see Omega scrutinize Hangman for the finger.
It just doesn't make sense to continue this way.
I think it does. I think what's going to happen is Hangman and Matt Jackson are going to come to blows, and it's going to be Nick Jackson and Omega that have to play peacekeeper.
Right. But, like, why? I don't know. I like the storyline. I just kind of wish it would come to a climax. I'm getting a little impatient.
I don't know why.
Because it's been happening for a long time.
A long time as in a month?
No, longer than that.
I feel like it hasn't been. I feel like there's clearly still a story to be told if this is what we're getting on Dynamite now.
Right. I just want the story to start moving towards a climax. Like, I want Paige to say exactly what his problem is. I want Matt Jackson to, if he's the one that's being forthright, to say what his issue is.
Well, I'm going to say we're probably not going to get this climax that you want until Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
It's very likely.
Right.
And that's not really that far away. That's in May.
Right.
But, yeah, I think there was a serious lack of Omega on this episode of Dynamite, so that might have had something to do with why they decided to put this here.
Mm-hmm.
If they couldn't have Omega do something. And we know that Nick wasn't there because he wasn't cleared to travel. That was a big thing that they talked about.
Yeah, maybe because he talked about him being the elite, that his third
That's
child
what I was
was
thinking.
coming.
That's what I was thinking.
I just thought it was interesting that Paige came out in the first place.
At all.
Yeah.
I think he came out more to help Cody than to help Matt, though. And I think that's what happened. I think that wouldn't have happened if Matt didn't get in Hangman's face.
But Paige's
Because Matt
character,
definitely got in Hangman's face.
Paige's character doesn't want any part of the elite, and that includes Cody. So, like, why is he?
Yet he's still tag team champions with Omega. He doesn't want part of the Young Bucks, bud.
He was booked to be in that position, and he filled his booking. He didn't want to be in the tag team with Omega.
Here's what I'm
first.
Saying that he doesn't want to be in the elite, I believe, is masking him saying that he doesn't want to be associated with the Bucks.
I can get behind that.
That's what I think is happening here.
I can get behind that.
But we're going to talk about a hell of a main event. We're going to talk about what's wrong.
This match was just
Insane. Yeah.
Yeah. Started off.
We got Moxley and Darby Allin versus Le Ex-Champion and the still Spanish God, Sammy Guevara.
Yep. And as Moxley was coming down to the ring, 3 masked individuals started beating him up.
3 masked individuals?
Yes.
In the crowd?
In the crowd.
They couldn't possibly be wrestlers.
No. Or part of the inner circle.
I love Tony Schiavone on commentary at this moment. It was like, we need security right now. Like, how deadpan can you fucking be?
Yeah. They took him to like a concourse area in the back and threw him into the...
Oh no, they didn't hit the Dippin' Dots, did they?
There was no Dippin' Dots. I looked for it.
I wish there was.
They threw him into a wall. They threw a trash can on him, threw trash on him, hit him with the trash can lid a bunch of times, choked him out a bunch, just mauled Moxley.
Yeah.
Even every time he attempted to get back up, it was Ortiz, Santana, and Hager. Woo.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. So Darby Allin was left to fend for himself.
You might think he's got no chance against Jericho and Sammy G, but oh no.
He did quite well.
He really did. Probably the best showing in a handicap match I've ever seen.
Yeah, I agree. He hit a suicide dive onto Jericho after he clotheslined him out. He hit a coffin drop on Jericho and almost had the win, or on Sammy, but Jericho stopped the pin. Of course, the other members of Inner Circle came down to ringside. At one point, Darby went for another suicide dive on Jericho, and Jericho hit a Judas effect as he was coming.
Yeah.
And this actually took Darby Allin to the hospital afterwards. We found out on social media.
Yeah.
Jon Moxley comes down after the match. Of course, Darby Allin lost. Jon Moxley comes down with a chair, throws it at Jake Hager, starts beating down the Inner Circle. And it looks like it's going to end with him in the ring all alone. But no, the Inner Circle come back and beat the living shit out of Jon Moxley up the ramp. And what do we get, John?
What do we get? I forget.
We got a Shield powerbomb.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
A Shield powerbomb on Jon Moxley off the stage through a table. And then instead of the Inner Circle throwing their fists together, they threw a collective middle finger.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting.
So next week on Dynamite, what do you think we see?
There has to be some Kenny has to be there and has to talk.
Yeah.
We forgot to talk about the MJF promo, but it was.
I don't remember the MJF promo.
He had a shirt on that said "I pinned Cody," and he said it was obnoxious, just like a neck tattoo.
Yeah,
and said that he's going to remain undefeated and be the AEW champion. Was there any matches announced for next week?
I don't know about next week. There were some matches announced for NXT next week. We can get into that a little bit.
All right. Well, what would you grade AEW this week, John?
I'm going to give it a B this week.
I'm going to agree with you.
I mean, they can't all be fucking A+ shows.
Right.
We've gotten plenty of them this year from AEW, so I think I can handle them having a bit of a cool down here.
Right, especially after the pay-per-view.
Right. We are going to get into...
Next.
Which one is this? Boosh. And skabam. The first thing we got on NXT this week was a steel cage contest between one Tegan Nox and one Dakota Kai, accompanied to the ring by one Raquel Gonzalez.
And one John. What did you think about this match?
It was pretty good. Pretty good steel cage match. The ending was very interesting to me.
I agree.
One of the most interesting endings to a cage match I've seen. I like different. I like it when they do stuff different.
Yes. I would like to point out that there was one part that made me go, huh. And that was when Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai were scaling the cage, and Tegan took over and chokeslammed Dakota Kai off of the rope, and then just stood there in awe of what she did for so long that once she decided to turn around, Dakota Kai was already back up from a chokeslam off the top rope.
Yeah.
Very, very confusing spot.
Very confusing.
There was a lot of mauling in this one. A lot of throwing into the cage. A lot of choking with their foot. Running uppercuts and cannonballs by Tegan Nox. Dakota Kai hit a scorpion kick and a chiropractor for 2. John, talk about that ending. That ending was very unique.
Yeah, I that's exactly the word I was going to use. Unique. A unique ending. We had Tegan Nox scaling the cage and being chased over towards the door by Raina Gonzalez. And then she pulled the door open and pinned Tegan against the outside of the cage with the door, allowing Dakota Kai to just casually step out of the cage and win the match.
Yes. I thought it was pretty
Nicely
awesome.
done. Nicely done.
All right.
We're
Next.
going to move on to Schatzi Blackheart versus Chelsea Green representing the Robert Stone brand.
This was a qualifier for the number 1 contenders female ladder match that will take place probably the week before Tampa Bay.
No,
this match.
No, the ladder match is at TakeOver Tampa.
Oh.
Because the women's title's on.
Right. That makes sense. Yes. My bad, fellows. This match was really quick. There was a lot of reversals and such at the beginning. Shotzi missed a lariat and got hung up in between the top and middle rope. This allowed Chelsea to hit a back cracker. She hit the Unprettier real quick and won the match, which made me think, why did they even build Shotzi throwing out Shayna in the Battle Royal and giving her some wins? Why did they even do that to have her just kind of job out to Chelsea Green?
Yeah, exactly.
And this is a Chelsea Green that's been having trouble with Caden Carter.
Yeah, the Chelsea Green that everyone loves and cares about way more than Shotzi. Can you sense the sarcasm in my voice?
Yeah, bad job, NXT. Did not like this. Did not like this.
Schatzi is so over. How the hell do you not have her in that match?
It does not make sense. They need more time to build Chelsea Green, and they already have people behind Shotzi. So, the hell are you doing?
We got Cameron Grimes coming out
and interrupting Keith Lee.
Yeah.
Keith Lee talked about Damian Priest and Dominik Dijakovic possibly being the next contenders, but Cameron Grimes tries to tell Keith Lee that next week William Regal gave him an opportunity for the North American title. But holy shit, John, the crowd booed so hard on Cameron Grimes and even chanted, "We don't like you." This reminded
no one likes you.
Yeah. This reminded me of when Elias was on NXT. I mean,
but
holy.
Elias getting booed off NXT ended up kind of doing wonders for him.
Yeah, he worked on the main roster very well.
Maybe we'll see the same thing for Cameron Grimes, but if Cameron Grimes gets that North American title next week, they got themselves a hell of a heel.
I don't think so.
I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does...
Cameron Grimes also brought up that it took Keith Lee 20 minutes to beat Dominik Dijakovic, but he beat him in less time last week. Well, Cameron, the only reason you beat him that quick is because Damian Priest got involved. Don't you remember that?
Yeah, he did it all by himself. Didn't you see?
He said your match at TakeOver might have been 5 stars, but... And then Keith Lee shoved his ass out of the ring and said, if you're a star, I'm 5 stars, and next week you're getting an ass whooping. And that's what will probably happen. I mean, I'm expecting
Keith Lee's the fucking man.
Keith Lee to take care of Cameron Grimes and Priest and Dijakovic possibly coming down after the match.
We're going to talk about, I'll tell you, probably the first thing that got me into this episode of NXT.
Yeah?
I mean, the cage match at the start was good, but then it hit a downslope.
Yeah.
But then we got, holy shit, we got my boys, Andy Birch and Oney Lorcan. We got my boys back on NXT, man.
Yes.
Like the second week in a row. No more 205 Live bullshit.
This was great action at the beginning. They were beating the hell out of each other. Lorcan hit a blockbuster off the steps onto both members of the Undisputed Era on the outside. Birch was hitting on all cylinders. Kyle O'Reilly is one of the best strikers I've ever seen in wrestling. Maybe seconded only to Aleister Black. The ending came when Birch was going for running back and forth with uppercuts, but when he hit O'Reilly, O'Reilly followed. Fish came out and they hit the high-low for the win. Afterwards, the Undisputed Era cut a promo.
Yeah.
What happened, John?
I don't remember.
John
I'm sorry.
don't remember.
It's been... We were supposed to do this yesterday, Tim.
Anyway, they said that they were tired of not having the gold around their waist, and that the mixed match team of the loserweights, blah 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 blah.
The loserweights.
And then
the
broserweights came down and said basically that they're down to wrestle the Undisputed Era if William Regal would allow it, but the grizzled young veterans come out and attack the broserweights in the middle of their promo. And Zach Gibson says, I could give a damn about your rematch clause. It's out with the old and in with the grizzled young veterans. So,
Tampa TakeOver, I'm expecting a triple threat tag team match.
Yes.
That's what I want. Give it to me.
I agree.
We're going to go into Isaiah Swerve Scott talking shit on Austin Theory, and then they had a match.
These two put on a really good match.
Yeah.
Swerve hit a bunch of kicks, of course, and a diving European to the back of Austin Theory's neck. Austin Theory hit a cross-legged Ushi-Goroshi. There was a rolling flatliner by Swerve. Also, Theory stomped Swerve stomped Theory's arm back, and it was nasty and brutal. But Austin won with a TKO he calls the ATL, standing for Austin Theory Launch. So,
I thought this was for Atlanta.
They're putting the rocket on Austin Theory, it seems.
And I think they should.
But at the expense of Swerve?
Not at the expense of Swerve. I don't know why at the expense of Swerve. Maybe they have a personal problem.
All right.
It's the rest of us.
Right. Next, we had the Morrow interview with Gargano. Wanting to explain why. And Gargano did some great promo work here. He got very frustrated, got in the face of Morrow and said, "You know why." And
I don't know what Morrow ever did.
If you're not, if you're saying you don't know why, you're a liar. And he didn't sneak attack. He came out last week in a powdered blue suit, Morrow, and then he talked about how Morrow calls calls Ciampa daddy, but he calls Johnny Turncoat and says he knows nothing. She's got really uncomfortable really quick, and Johnny said that next week Ciampa, we're not doing things the good way or the bad way, we're doing things the Johnny Gargano way.
Yeah, Mauro was definitely just trying to do his job. Like, for real.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I would have also felt uncomfortable.
Yeah. I felt kind of uncomfortable watching it, but that's how we were supposed to feel.
I was
so,
like, damn, Johnny.
good job.
What the hell?
We failed to mention earlier in the show, Finn Balor spoke and said that chess is a game of moving parts, and that he always makes the first move. So he thanks Walter for forcing his hand, and that Walter will be seeing him sooner than later. I'm thinking Takeover Dublin.
Dublin. Is that before Tampa?
I don't remember the date. I have it in my phone, but I'm not going to look at it now.
Okay.
The last match, the main event, was the Velveteen Dream and Roderick Strong in a steel cage match.
Our second steel cage of the evening.
And I was so burnt out from watching AEW and NXT that I only paid attention to the ending.
Oh, well, the whole match was good. All of the match was good. See, NXT had a really good second hour.
Yeah.
Really good second hour. The first hour, they hit a bit of a bump in the road there with the Chelsea Green thing, and with the Cameron Grimes thing, because nobody was into that.
Right.
I'm not going to lie. But this match was a huge upswing and a good main event, because these are two guys that really have a problem with each other, and it was really good. It was really brutal. The Dream Valley Drivers all over the place. We got the end of Heartache. We got the rest of the Era come down to the ring to stop Dream from getting out of the cage. But what happened there, Tim?
That did not happen.
That did
the
not
Velveteen Dream sacrificed a win just to get Adam Cole in the cage. And he beat him horrendously with a kendo stick. Beat down Roderick Strong with a kendo stick.
And then threw Roderick out of the cage and locked the door behind him.
Yes.
To lock Adam Cole in the cage with the Velveteen Dream.
He hit the Dream Valley Driver on Adam Cole onto a steel chair and hit Adam Cole with the belt. And the episode ended with Velveteen Dream on top of the cage holding up the NXT title. So, the mind games came to a conclusion. What Velveteen Dream wanted the entire time was a shot at Adam Cole, and he will most likely get that shot at TakeOver Tampa Bay.
And
which I thought was genius.
He's going to win. And he's going to be the Velveteen champ.
I wonder.
I want it so bad.
If he does win. Now, on the main roster, sometimes in the past, the most recent one, Daniel Bryan, when they won the title, also The Fiend, when they won the title, they made their own title. This has never happened in NXT.
It's going to be
if Velveteen Dream
it's going to be amazing.
It should be purple velvet.
It's got to be purple velvet. Purple velvet with a huge, just gaudy, horrendously bedazzled center plate.
Please make this happen, Papa H.
Papa H.
What would you give NXT this week?
I'm going to go C+.
I'm going to agree with you.
Because I gave AEW a B, and they had a much better 2 hours than NXT's good 1 hour.
Absolutely. So, there you have it. We will be back with an Elimination Chamber review.
We're going to do that on Monday. Because I got that day off.
Good.
That is lucky, because I did not ask for that.
So, wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, noon, or night, you have a great one in peace and love to all of you. Bang!